Welcome to Nightcap Yoga. I'm so happy to be here with you guys. Always nice. This is such a nice ritual, and I think right now rituals are more important than anything else. Having some comforting things that we do on a daily basis to try to stay centered, calm amidst the chaos. So I'm going to suggest a shape such as this, and I have a block, so I'm going to put my block on my bolster. Now if you have a pillow or two pillows, you can put one pillow horizontally and one pillow vertically, or use your blocks, or roll up your blanket. We had a request for shoulders, so we're going to start in a bit of a heart opener, a bit of a shoulder opener. And come on in, come on down, as they used to say on The Price is Right. And here's an option. Bring your feet together in Baddha Konasana. And then just let your shoulders wrap around your prop. And then once you get there, we're going to let go. We're going to let go of all the stuff from the day. We'll put it all aside. Wrap it up in a little present and put it outside the door. It'll be there, all wrapped up and ready to unwrap again when we're finished. And then just notice how your shoulders are feeling here. Maybe scooch down a little more onto your props. Notice how your breath is feeling. And just notice how it felt to take all the cares and worries and anything you might have been occupied with during your day and just set it aside. Does that give you a little bit of something? See if you can really let go and come into the body. And one of the best ways I have found to do that is to just feel, here comes Barb, just feel the earth beneath you. So just allow yourself to, hi Barb, just allow yourself to feel all the parts of the body that are making contact with the surface beneath you. So there might be parts that are floating in space. Notice those. And then notice the sounds in your space. Things are pretty quiet around here for some reason. I'm finding comfort there. As I mentioned, we have a door slamming problem. We have one door that just slams and makes a lot of noise, so I'm grateful that it's quiet. So I'll be quiet, so you can hear your own quiet. And with your eyes closed, just notice the light that filters in through your eyelids. If you have a candle burning, maybe you can see the flickering candle. And start to just become aware of your breath. That breath that's always with us, that we take for granted. I'm assuming we all take it for granted sometimes. Maybe you never do, but I certainly do. We're lucky enough to have our breath come in and out with no obstruction. It's a good thing. So let's invite in a deeper breath, knowing we're doing good things for our lungs and for our whole systems by inviting in a deeper breath. So soften up the belly, draw the air in through the nostrils, and fill up completely all the way up to the tops of the lungs. Notice how it feels to be full, filling up belly, ribs, chest. And just pause there. And then let your exhalation come through the nostrils again slowly, and just feel that sensation of the air leaving the body. Just a reminder to stay with each breath, slowing it down, filling up again. As you fill up, maybe you draw your shoulders back. We get our first stretch of the chest, opening up all those little muscles and tendons, drawing the shoulders back, de-hunching. Pausing at the top of the inhale, and then exhale to slowly release. And let's take another one. See if we can get even more soft in this pose. Soft everywhere. Soft face, soft belly, soft legs. Breathing in. Letting go. And take a couple more together, just in silence, just appreciating this beautiful evening. It was beautiful here. I know there's storms in places, but it was beautiful here. Nice. And on your next breath, just take your time to slowly draw your butterfly legs on up and just roll to one side and take your prop, whether it's blanket or bolster or pillow. If you have a block there, move it aside. We're going to take the bolster and place it horizontally across the mat or pillow or blanket, rolled up blanket. And then we're going to take our hips up on top of the blanket and then roll on down. So just placing that bolster like somewhere underneath your lower back where it feels good. And then take your shoulders and tuck them underneath. And just take a moment here. So we're getting our first little back bend. So notice how it feels to breathe here. Both legs extended, everything softening. And then on your next breath in, take your right leg and just hug it in. And this might not come all the way up, but just hug it in where it'll go now. We're just starting, so you can take a couple of ankle circles just to kind of relax this right leg, and then just pause and find some stillness here. We'll be here for several rounds of breath, stretching that left hip flexor. So just let your eyes close. Make sure your shoulders don't hunch. That seems to be the default position for me lately. So see if you can unhunch and just hug that right knee in. And come back to that breath. Maybe your knee, your quadricep is pressing into your belly slightly so you can feel the breath moving as the breath enters and the belly expands. And then as you slowly exhale, just feel that belly releasing back toward the spine. Good. Take a couple more breaths here, finding your rhythm. We'll take a few yin poses before we move a little bit, and then we'll come back on down and yin out a little bit more. Let's take one more breath here. And then slowly release that right leg long and hug the left knee into the chest. Just see what's going on there. Maybe take a few ankle circles. Let the right leg completely relax. And then find stillness here. Eyes closed, face soft, breath gentle and full. Breathing in deeply and exhaling slowly. Nice. Good. And when you're ready, slowly release that leg. Take your arms overhead, get a full body stretch, point your toes. Maybe arch your back a little bit more, getting a little bit more of a back bend here. Another full breath in. And then as you exhale, bend your knees, bring your feet to the floor. Slide that prop out of your way and just lower your hips down to the floor and just let your spine neutralize. And just feel how it feels to breathe here. Nice and slow and easy. And when you're ready, draw your knees, both knees, into the chest. You can rock sideways, back and forth. And then maybe cross at the ankles. We're going to rock and roll forward and back, unless you know that just won't work for you. In which case, you can roll over to one side. But if you like the massage that you get as you rock forward and back, let's go for it. And let's see if we can land in a boat pose. Just a no frills boat pose. Keep your knees bent. Keep your hands under your knees as needed. I don't know why that makes me laugh. And then draw your shoulders back and down. And we'll wake up those abs just a little bit before they go to sleep. Good. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Keeping that chin nice and easy. Kind of tucked in so you're not craning the neck or straining the neck. And that was about 2 breaths. And on your next breath, just gently take the backs of your legs and come on up to your version of a comfortable seat. So whatever that is for you. Propped up. I'm going to find my blankie. And then let's reach for our strap. If you have one. If not, we'll pretend that we have a strap. We'll act as if we have a strap. So we're just going to take the strap in our hands. Oh, hello. Our singing bowl wanted to make some noise already. So we're going to take the strap in our hand and take it overhead and just kind of pull on it so you can feel your engagement of all the muscles in your shoulders and your arms. And then take it as wide of a grip as necessary to take that strap back behind you and squeeze your shoulders together and let the strap come down towards your back. And then we'll add the breath, inhaling up and exhaling down. And you might readjust your strap if you want to take your hands a little closer together. And let's add the throat and neck stretch. As we inhale, we'll take our gaze up. And as we exhale, we'll take our chin back down to our chest. Good. And lower the strap. So inhale, look up, lift the strap. And exhale, look down, lower the strap. Maybe you want to try to come in a little closer. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale and exhale. So good for the shoulders, unless you have a shoulder injury, in which case you want to just take some shoulder circles, modify as needed. We'll take one more. Each way, that is. And then just let your strap release down, shake it out. How about up and down with the right arm, left and right with the left? Anybody getting good at this? I'm not. How about left and right? No, we just did that. How about up and down with the left? Right and left with the right. Oh my goodness. This never gets easy. Good job. All right, let's take the shoulders and draw them up to the ears and then rotate them back, squeezing the shoulders together. Good. Take another round of shoulder circles. Noticing all the cracks and pops. Anything you notice, just reminder that we're alive in these bodies, these awesome bodies. Let's take one more. That felt good. And then when you're ready, we'll take the strap up in your right hand. And again, if you don't have your strap, no biggie. Bend that right elbow. Take the right hand to the upper back. And then take the left hand, flip the palm backwards, and see if you can take it back behind you and reach for that strap with your other hand. And then we'll lift up and get a nice stretch here. So just kind of applying some gentle force to draw the strap away, draw your hands away from each other. And we'll just breathe here, right? We'll sit up nice and tall. Here we are on this Tuesday evening, breathing together. Getting our shoulders unhunched. Awesome. Let's take one more breath in. And then we'll just release that strap. Just let it lay down. We'll come back to you. And take that right arm and reach it across the body. Open and close the right wrist, right fingers a couple of times. And then rotate the right wrist. You know what I mean. Good. Awesome. And then we'll take both hands behind our back, clasp them, and send them back and down. And just look up, opening up the chest. Take a full breath in. Draw those shoulder blades together on the back. And then exhale and shake it out. Good. And we'll take the strap in the left hand, reach it on up. Try not to smack yourself. And then bend that elbow and take the right hand around and back and grab a hold of that strap where you can. Try to tuck that left elbow in behind your head as much as you can, and then find your stretch, reaching in opposite directions with that strap. And just close your eyes. We'll breathe here. Awesome. Good. Slowing down the breath. Let's take one more together. Nice, and then slowly release. Let the strap go. Just set it aside. We might come back to it later. Take that left arm and hug it in. Rotate the left wrist. Open and close. Nice. And then we'll take the hands back behind us again, clasp it the funky way, so opposite thumbs on top. And then just send those arms down, draw your shoulders back and away, lift your gaze, and take a full breath in. And a long exhalation to just let it go. Nice. Awesome, you guys. All right. Let's go. Let's just work our way on up, and then we'll come back down and really get yinny. So take any blankets that you'd like to pad your knees with and just do that. Place your knees on top of your comfortable blankie. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Set them underneath your wrists. And coming into tabletop, just take some hip circles here, going slowly in one direction. And then switching that direction. Excellent. And then taking a figure 8. Let's see what we can do with a figure 8. Do the best you can. Thought that was a good idea. I'm not sure mine looks like a figure 8, but I'm sure yours does. And then come up to the table. Come on up to the table. Drop your belly, lift your gaze, come into your cow pose, press the mat away, and then exhale as you round your spine, stretching that back. Take a few more, inhaling as you cow and exhaling as you cat. Nice. And just work with this as long as you like. This is one of my favorite back de-stressors. So if this feels really good, it's a nice idea. But when you're ready on your next cat shape, just draw your belly into your spine and press your fingers into the mat. Take your chin down towards your chest and just enjoy that stretch. Take a full breath in and coming back to table. And then we're going to take our hands forward. Keep your hips above your knees and just stretch your arms forward, coming into puppy pose. You can let your forehead come down to the mat or your chin. And this is a nice stretch for the upper back and the shoulders as well. So make this work for you. You can take your arms a little wider. Find what feels really right for you tonight in your body. And we'll breathe here for a few breaths, just opening up the shoulders and the chest. One more full breath in. And as you slowly exhale, we're just going to rise back up, coming back through table, and then lower your elbows down to underneath your shoulders. And then tuck your toes. You can clasp your hands if you like. We're going to lift up instead of downward facing dog. Let's come into a dolphin pose. So you can always come into a dog pose if your shoulders are not going to cooperate here. If you wanted more of a stretch than a workout. But if you want to join me in dolphin pose, just lift up. Take your gaze slightly forward. You can rock forward and back if you like. Press those heels back toward the earth, just like you did, just like we do in downward facing dog. Let's breathe in here. A couple more breaths. And then either, yogi's choice, either come down through your tabletop pose, and then we're going to lift up from there into downward facing dog, or just take your hands to the mat and lift yourself up from dolphin to down dog. Taking your hands as wide as needed, spreading your fingers nice and wide. Then remove any blankets that are impeding the way so we can walk forward. And let's walk our dog before we do that. So just bend one knee and then the other. Maybe taking the knees to the right and the left. Taking a nice hippie walk. And then find stillness. Do press your heels back toward the mat. Stretch those calves. Lift the hips a little bit higher and then come up on your toes. Look forward. And as you inhale, take that walk forward. And we'll come into ragdoll. Bending your knees as much as needed. Reach for your elbows. And just hang. Let that lower back release. Maybe your belly comes down to your quads. Maybe you rock forward, side to side, or forward and back. And find stillness here. Let's breathe in, shake the head, yes. And breathe out, no. And then on your inhale, bring your hands to your shins or your blocks if you like. And then draw your shoulders back and come into Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Nice full breath in. And then exhale, refold. Take the fingertips to the earth, to the mat. And then bend your knees as much as you need to, root into the mat to rise up, coming all the way up through mountain pose, letting the fingertips touch. So the thumb and all the fingertips touch, just making that little, I don't know, just fingertips touching, not the palms are not touching. I don't know what I'm trying to say. And then draw your shoulders down, your back, lift and spread your toes, and then recommit your toes to the earth. Good, nice breath in. And then bring your palms together up above your head. Draw it right down through the center of the body. Move your hair out of your face as you do. And then take your hands to Anjali Mudra right at heart center. Thumbs pressing into the sternum. And let your eyes close here. And just pause. Maybe creating an intention for this practice. Or an intention for this evening, keeping it very simple. That's my suggestion. And when you're ready, blink open your eyes, sweep your arms up, look up, let your palms touch this time, and then exhale, fold forward. And let your head, crown of the head, reach for the earth. On your inhale, halfway lift. And on your exhale, fold again. We'll bend the knees, root to rise. Inhale, reaching up. Take a hold of the left wrist and lean to the right. Reaching your left fingertips toward the right and turning your gaze to the left, keeping both feet firmly planted. Breathe in, breathe out. And then inhale back up to center, switch sides. So left hand reaches for the right wrist. Lean over, maybe lean over a little more than you thought you could. Get that stretch in the right side body. Keep both feet planted. Big breath in and long breath out. And then inhale, reach up and look up. And exhale, take your hands behind your back. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Clasp your hands and lift them up overhead. Maybe now straighten your legs a little bit more. Good. Breathing in. Breathing out. And then slowly release your fingertips to the floor. Inhale to a half lift. And exhale, take your hands to the mat and step on back, coming into a low lunge here. Take the left hand to the inside of the right foot and take a twist toward the right. Good. And then just for fun, because we're working on shoulders, let's take some shoulder circles here. Just some gentle back strokes. Good. Nice. And as you're ready, just take that right hand down to the outside of the right foot. Then we're going to step back, coming in through a high plank. Pausing in a high plank, because we can. Notice how that feels, belly, shoulders. All those things that are starting to work for us, keeping the breath nice and smooth. Let's take ourselves over to the right side, coming into a side plank here. So that left foot can come in front or stack, not snack, stack. Or you can lower your knees. You can take your arm up overhead if you like. Keep your breath smooth. You got this. We'll be here for one more breath. If you want another shoulder opener, reach back behind for the half bind. When you're ready, inhale and exhale, come back to center. Let's take it to the left. Reach that right arm up. Find your side plank. I'm getting a message from Zoom. What is that? Breathe in and breathe out. Come back to your plank. Bring your knees as wide as your mat. Sink back to your child's pose and take a breath here. Oh, that's not a message from Zoom. No worries. Child's pose. Breathe in. And breathe out. Take your hands, make a little nest, and let them rest on the back of the neck. And just get that extra little stretch there. And if your shoulders are feeling like they could use a break, take them back towards the outsides of your feet. Breathe in. You got this. Breathe out. Awesome. Take one more breath in your child's pose. See if you can sink those hips back a little farther toward the knees. And then when you're ready, We'll come up through table. Take your hands a little bit farther in front of you than they would be in table, so you can lift up coming into downward facing dog. Finding your down dog, really press those heels back to the floor, draw the belly into the spine, lift the hips. And then come up on your toes, look forward, decide if you want to walk, step, or jump, and come on up to the front of your mat. And we'll take our feet, and you can either take your peace fingers and wrap them around the big toes, or gently tuck your hands underneath your feet to give your wrists a little massage. This is always nice. So maybe your legs can come a little bit straighter here, or maybe you still have a little bend in your knees, and your belly maybe is coming down to your quads. Make it your practice. It feels good. Comfort yourself tonight. That's the name of the game. You can kind of wiggle your toes and you'll get that little free massage of the wrist. We'll take one more breath here. Maybe even press down with your feet, straighten your legs, and you'll get a little more of a stretch in the upper back. And when you're ready, on your exhale, slowly release that. We'll bend the knees, root to rise. Inhale, reaching up. Let's take a side bend to the left, reaching for the right wrist with the left hand. Breathe in and breathe out. Taking it maybe a little bit deeper. On your next breath in, reach up, look up, and take a hold of the left wrist. Lean right. Full breath. Good. Let it go. On your next breath in, reach up, look up, and exhale. You can decide if you want to clasp the hands the funky way with the opposite thumb on top. Fold forward, lift your arms, stretch those shoulders. Breathe in. Exhale it out. Good. And then on your next exhalation, just release your hands to the floor, fingertips to the floor. Step on back into a low lunge here on this side. Left leg draws, this must be the right leg drawing back. Yes, feels right. So whatever leg you didn't do, for me it was the right leg is going back. Take the right hand to the inside of the left leg if you're with me, and then lift the left arm up, take your twist. Breathe in, take a few of those back strokes, just really rotating that shoulder. Good, hopefully it feels nice and open for us after this practice. Awesome. And then when you're ready, take your left hand down. Take it down. Step your left foot back to meet your right. And this time, we're not going to come into a side plank. We're going to just hang here in a high plank, just for a bit. Spreading the fingers nice and wide. And just notice how your shoulders feel here. Oh gosh, we thought we were going to stretch the shoulders. We are. No worries. Let's take 2 more breaths together. And then we'll feel this stretch, this really awesome stretch. As you're ready, lower your knees to the floor. Lower the tops of the feet to the floor. And we're just going to sink back, coming into a child's pose with our arms back around the outsides of our feet. Maybe giving yourself a little foot massage. Forehead coming to the floor. Nice big breath in. Nice long, slow exhalation. Good. Excellent. As you're ready, slowly come on up. Bring your hands to table. And we're going to take the right arm up, reach it up. We are going to stretch out those shoulders that we worked. Thread it through, coming into your, thread the needle. Taking your right temple to the floor, keeping your hips square, lifting that left arm up, and then reach it around for the half bind. Come on in to the half bind. And if you like here and you want to try a little balance, just send that left leg back long, opening up a little bit more. Breathing in, breathing out. Then take that left knee back. Take the left hand to the floor. Inhale the right arm up and exhale it back down. Good. We'll do the same on the left. Reach up with the left, follow it, and exhale it through, coming down to the left temple. Inhaling up with the right arm and deciding on your exhale if you want to take that half bind, maybe take the right leg back. Good. Breathing in and breathing out. And slowly bring that right hand back, bring the right knee back. Inhale the left arm up, follow it, and exhale, send it on down. And then just Sophie shake it out, left and right. Let it go. And then we'll take, let's take the fingertips facing toward us. So wrists facing forward. And just get a little stretch of our wrists. You can lean back just a little bit. Doesn't take much, right? Stretch those wrists. Good. And then we'll come on down to our seat. We'll come into our yin portion of the program. So let's use our props here. So pillows, bolsters, whatever you got going. Let's take a wide leg forward fold here. So there's lots of things you can do. You can use this in like a little stand, kickstand. You can place it down in front of you and use it as kind of a nice place to land. But get yourself all set up. You can flex your feet if you want to engage your legs a little bit more. Make sure you are where you need to be so we can stay for just a little bit here. We're coming into the yin passive portion of this practice. So make it work for you. You can stack up anything you need to on top of here. So if you have another blanket or a block, or just make a pillow with your hands and come on down. And let's breathe into the stretch here. So it can be intense, right? So just let your breath come slow and smooth, and just notice what's happening with your shoulders as you start to get accustomed to the stretch. Just see if you can drop them down, relax them, and begin to take some of those slower, deeper breaths. Just letting the lower back unwind. And deciding if you want to remove anything or come to hug your pillow, your bolster, turning your head from one side on one side, and then we'll turn it to the other side in just a bit. Find your breath. Just follow the breath as it moves in. And see how many little nooks and crannies you can fill with your breath. And how slow you can let it go. Just imagine your lungs lighting up with all this breath, getting stronger and stronger. It's like every breath is like running a marathon or a half marathon. You're really conditioning the lungs. Now if you're turned on to one side, just give your neck equal time, turn to the other side. Continue with the slow, deep breaths. Nice. We'll take a few more breaths here. You got this. See if you can settle in a little more. Just relax everything. Shoulders, face, jaw. Good. And on your next round of breath, just start to bring yourself back up. Draw yourself up and take your hands underneath your legs. Remove your props to the side. And let's just come into a mermaid pose, just a little mermaid pose for our twist. So the left foot, the left knee is bent, left foot comes to the right quadricep, the right knee is bent, and just take your hands over toward the right. You can let one hand rest on the outside of the right leg. When you're all twisty, it's hard to figure out. Take the right hand behind you and take your twist over your right shoulder. Good. So the twist is from the left rib cage. So just take that twist as you exhale. And maybe as you inhale, lift and lengthen a little bit more. Good. We'll take one more breath in and let the exhale unwind us. And then take the knees to the other side. So right foot comes into this left quad. And take your hands to the left. Maybe your left hand props you up so you're sitting nice and tall. Right hand can wrap around this left shin. And press in, inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twist. Take your gaze to that left shoulder. See if you can get your neck to have a little bit more mobility. Take your left shoulder a little bit more to the left. Breathe in. And exhale, unwind. Good job. Then we're going to take our strap. Again, if you don't have your strap, no worries. Come on down to your back. Hug your right knee in. I'm going to start with my right. If you did your left, no worries. We're going to do both sides. So press your right heel or left heel on up toward the sky as you reach your strap around the ball of that foot. Flex your foot and draw your hands all the way down that strap until your elbows rest and your arms and shoulders can just relax. Press your heel up toward the sky or the ceiling, unless you're practicing under the sky, which would be really nice. Take a full breath in. And on your exhale, let's open up. Open it out. Open it to the right. Keep that left hip on the mat. Press that heel forward and breathe. If you don't have a strap, just use you can reach for the outside or the inside of your foot. And on your next inhale, reach up again, hamstring stretch, take the strap in your left hand and let that leg draw across the body. Right arm reaches out to a T. And take your gaze in that general direction. Full breaths. Good. Inhale it back up. Take your strap in both hands. Draw your knee to your nose, nose to your knee. And then lower your head and shoulders. Release the strap. Let this right leg float on down. And just take a moment to appreciate the length in that right leg. And then we'll switch to the left. So reaching it up, taking your strap on the ball of that left foot. Draw your arms down. Press the heel up toward the ceiling. Yeah. Nice hamstring stretch here. Full breath in. Long breath out. And then strap goes in the left hand. Let's open it out. Open the right arm out. Press that heel away. Nice big full breaths. And as you're ready, lift it back up. Switch hands. Right arm reaches for the strap. Left arm opens out. Turn your gaze in that direction. Press the heel away. Nice. On your next breath in, come back up to center. We'll draw the nose up toward the knee. See if you can get that deeper hamstring stretch or the one you need. And then lower your head and shoulders, knees and toes. Release that leg down to the floor. And just pause here. Yeah, that feels good, right? Nice, relaxed, stretched out legs. So we're going to turn on our right side. This is going to be fun. We're going to take our left knee in toward our chest and extend it forward. And then take a hold of the outside of your left foot with your right hand. See if you can bend your right knee and reach back with your left hand for the outside of your right foot. Now, if you can't get a hold of that foot, your pants legs will do. You can also use your strap to wrap around your back foot here. But here's the thing, we want to take that left shoulder and open it up, and even take the right shoulder and scooch it toward the right a little bit so we can open up this cat pulling its tail pose. So we're getting that shoulder stretch on the left side, and the outer thigh is getting a nice stretch on the left side. And then we also get the quadricep. This is why the Canadians, when I practiced this with the Canadian people, they called it the New Yorker, because we're always multitasking in this country. But, you know, let's just go with it. Cat pulling its tail. So let's breathe in here. See if you can drop that left shoulder open a little bit more. We'll take a few more breaths here. We got this. Soft jaw, soft shoulders. See if you can let go. If you're holding on to tension somewhere, see if you can just soften somewhere. Let's take one more breath here. And on your exhalation, slowly let it go. Don't bounce out of this pose. You can hug your knees in towards your chest for a moment. And then we'll roll to the other side. I'm just going to go this way so I can not be rude. So laying on your left side. We're going to take the right leg, reach it forward. Take your left hand and reach for the outside of that foot. And then bend the knee on the right foot. So this might not work the same on this side. It might be a little different. So just be kind to yourself. Scooch that left shoulder underneath you. Yeah. And then take that right shoulder and open it up. Just close your eyes. Take your gaze up. So you want to have as much of your back on the floor as you can. But my whole back isn't on the floor. Let's just do what we can. You can flex this right foot a little bit, sending the heel forward. You'll get a different experience of a stretch. And then you can kind of flaunt, little point / flex of this left foot here. Good. See if you can settle in. This is a challenge. See if you can settle in just for a few more breaths. And if you only have a hold of one foot, no worries. If you have a hold of no foots, no worries. No worries, New Yorkers. Let's take 2 more breaths here. See if you can soften, opening up that right shoulder.